Aquarius, how you doing? So we're here to do your reading from the 6th to the 20th. How you doing, Aquarius? Okay, so very quick channel messages because I didn't really get that many for you guys, but the one thing that I did pick up very quickly was wind. Okay, like the wind of change, Scorpions. So something to do with Scorpio, the wind of change. Something seems to be changing. The wind seems to be changing. But I can see all this paperwork, okay, and it's all there. So I'm going really cold. Okay, we'll get to that one because that feels like Groundhog Day. Okay, it's cold outside. Something to do when it's cold, but there's loads of wind of change. Like there seems to be, because I'm seeing paperwork being organised, and there's an organisation that you're probably working for, or you're doing this yourselves, but there's a lot to do with like wind and change and paperwork, and it seems to be all over the place at the moment. There seems to be a lot of places. They're saying something to do with places. So you might be looking at a replacement for a work or a replacement of a building of place of residency to live. Okay, but it's a lot to do with like paperwork. They keep saying that there's paperwork to do. There's paperwork to do. I need to fill out this paperwork. There's paperwork. There's paper. There's paper everywhere. Okay, but also wind of change. So that was the Scorpions that sang that. So how to occupy, listen to the wind of change. Yeah, listening to the wind of change. Someone's like, there seems to be like a lot of change, like a lot of spare change that you're looking at. Okay, money. So it seems, well, I'm looking at my money and I'm looking at my account, but I'm also looking at an accountant for something, an accountant, or having to seek an accountant. Okay, but however that accountant comes across, that could be in any field of like physical movement. But I'm thinking that there's so much paperwork to be done. There's so much, not frantic behaviour, that everything needs to be organised. That I've got so much to do, but there's so much paperwork everywhere. They keep saying, well, there's so much paperwork everywhere. Also, I heard on the back end that there was something to do with wind. Okay, so I didn't come up with that one because I was going to say to do with the back end, that there was something to do with solitary confinement. Now, I heard that again, and I did hear that in other readings, and I really can't remember if it was your reading, Aquarius, but I definitely heard, if a lot of you can remember, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, about me saying about solitary confinement, because it feels like a card game, okay, solitaire. So we're going on to Karen Carpenter, or Karen, the name Karen, or a carpenter. Now, carpenters, obviously, it's a lot to do with, like, constructing, built like construction working, or like carpentry has got to be done. There's stuff around the home that has to be done carpentry wise, or you might be seeking for a carpenter, okay, or by some strange coincidence you might be called Karen, right? But there's, what was the message I was kicking on? To do with wind of change, like something to be changed, but they're picking up organisation, and that there's so much organising having to be done in order for me to get all this paperwork done, that things at this time probably seem a little frantic. Okay, I'm also hearing the name Fran or Francine. Okay, like obscene. Something seems to be also obscene. It's like, well, it just seems to be absurd. Something you're British. But something seems to be yet to be seen. They're saying absurd, obscene, and yet to be seen. So whatever it is, Heather, or say, all right, Heather, whatever the weather, something to do with whatever the weather, or I'm under the weather. Now they're saying that somebody in your energy is under the weather, okay? And I mean physical cold. And I think that's where the wind's coming from, which is the back ends. I've got no idea. Please keep an open mind. Okay. But something to do with the back end. Okay. Now, however that's coming across to you, I've got no idea. But a lot to do with the back end, and a lot to do with wind of change, and something seems to be changing. I seem to have stomach cramps also, like cramping. Or something. Okay, now it's either physical stomach cramps and stuff like that, and it could be related to a pregnancy or just illness. But they're also saying cramped, as in like that there's so much space, but also I'm feeling like a cramp, like someone cramps up a lot. And there seems to be, oh, I've got cramp, which is, I suppose that's a different term in the UK, right? Cramp, when you just suddenly have a spasm. Okay, a cramp, I've got cramp. Or grandpa or grandma also. Now they've just dumped a load of stuff on me again, Aquarius, okay? A lot of you it's to do with a grandma or grandparent or becoming one. That is also to do with the pregnancy, that they might be saying that the reason why you're getting cramps is because of someone probably being pregnant, okay? Or if it's not anything to do with those, for some of you, it's to do with cramped space. That there is so much things that are having to be organised that for the time period of what you're feeling, that there's not enough time in the day, okay? And that because of that, wherever you're at in a relationship or wherever you seem to be, there seems to be that you're just cramped, that you're pushed. A lot of you are thinking about moving out. That's what they're trying to kick out, I think, Aquarius. I'm sorry, my nose is itching, so it's pretty much that you're feeling cramped, that the space where you are is just tight squeeze at the moment, okay? And that a lot of you are considering like a financial agreement of probably moving to another home or to a house or to a estate agent or something, okay? And because of that, that's where the cramp's coming from, because the space where you're at feels slightly cramped, and that you are considering either a financial move or a physical move, okay? But I think I'm also kicking on something to do with like illness, like there is a physical like cramping of the legs, cramping of the stomach, but I might be picking that up with a few of you that may be pregnant, okay? But trust me, you would know that one, right? Because I feel like there's some kind of like test as well that you're going for, like a test. Now that could be a pregnancy test, they're saying a pregnancy test, or a theory test to do with driving as well. But there's some kind of like theoretical appearance to it, which is like opera. Oh wow, they're really giving me some messages. Like operatic, operation, okay. Like, because I was picking up opera, like something to do with the opera. But also operatic, where there's something that you might have to go under for. There's something saying that someone might have to go under in order. Okay, wow, there's a few messages now. They're saying under as in go under anaesthetic, and also probably go under as in seeking for where you, I mean, you would know this one, but if you're going to have to go under for, what do they call that? Where you bankruptcy. Oh, sorry, that's kind of like bankruptcy. So, sorry, but obviously if you are, but they're saying that I might have to go under or down under, which is obviously Australia for a lot of you too. But I might have to go down under, so I might have to go like underground for a little while. Some of you are really trying to avoid someone in order to go underground, meaning, well, I'm going to go underground and I'm literally just going to avoid everybody at the moment because I don't want any hassle. Okay. I think that's around a parenting thing to do with family, though. A lot of you, though, it is going under through a general anaesthetic, possibly. Now, that might be because of some of the people where I'm getting messages that it is to do with pregnancy. Some of you, it could be to do with going under down to Australia, maybe. Some of you, it's also going under for unemployment, meaning, well, I'm seeking employment, but I am physically now unemployed, so I'm now having to start over a fresh new start. So I'm having to seek bankruptcy because I think that some of you are thinking, or it may, I've never gone down those fields, so I don't know, but a lot to do with that it could be more beneficial for me to do that first before we look for another place of home. They're saying before we find another place to live, we must first file for... Oh, now they're saying divorce. Now they're saying divorce. Sorry, but the plot seems to thicken through my spirit messages. But first, we need to file for divorce. There seems to be a lot of filing. Okay, now they're really coming through. There seems to be a lot of filing cabinets and filing for either one, a divorce, or two, it's three, it's this paperwork, or it's something to do with children, and we're having to first file for divorce, but we are taking the children's needs, and they also said assets into under control. Under control. Something about someone feels like they're being controlled in the family, okay, physical like control. But some of you, it's not. That's, well, I mean, trust me, who's not controlled in society when you woke up this much? I mean, look at me, right? But where you obviously noticed a lot about control, right? Because you're Mr. Smith when you woke up, so. But first we need to take the children into consideration before we file for this divorce, or we file for some kind of agreement. But they keep saying that it is a lot to do with filing for something. Now that's either filing, and you're going through files and files and files of stuff that just keeps saying filing. Some of you, it's physical carpentry, that you and your person is something to do with carpentry, and you're filing, because I can see like filing. And that's where solitary confinement come through for some of you now, okay, where it's a strange message that my spirits get me to kind of like say, you know, just you need to be in my head in order to figure out what these are, but they are messages. And while I was picking up filing as in trying to escape from something, that's brought my attention back to one, water attention, two, attention to paperwork, detention, children also, and then detention centre. Now, I was going on to solitary confinement, but now they're saying detention centre. That some people's family, they are having a lot of issues, maybe, please keep an open mind, with their younger children that could be having to face penitentiary, they're saying. But also the word that I said before I said penitentiary, which was you know, when you have to go and you have to I can't remember the word because the message is completely gone, but some of the children are having to face something to do with like behaviour and something that's going on at school or something, and there's a lot going on where someone's having to face like judgment, having to face some kind of like penitentiary. Okay, I'm going to stop the messages now because they were like really being bombarded with me. So how you doing, Aquarius? So I know what you mean if a lot of you are ticked off, because I have physically been really struggling with my channel. I'm going to do a separate video, but the reason why I am slightly late is that I've just looked at my YouTube channel, and it does say to you copyright when you go through all of the stuff you can go to when you own a channel, okay? And I've just realised that I have 10 copyrights. Now I thought, well, I've not got any copyright strike, surely. No, it's not. Someone has been downloading my videos and physically putting them on their channel. And I've gone to their channel, and they have got other tarot card readers out there as well. They've got other tarot stuff. They have got hour-long videos, but they're all been posted one day ago. If I don't know if I can give it or whatever, but I can if people are interested. But it was from the Cancerian reading, and they downloaded that video 10 times, but through different accounts and different names, okay, I think. And I've gone over to the channel, and they have got thousands of videos, and they mostly all state one day ago, one view. So this is some kind of computer, I think, or person, I don't know. But they've downloaded that one video 10 times because it says 10 copyright strikes or something. But it's not me that's being copyright strike. It's because he's took my video and he's posted it on his channel, and he's got like 158,000 subscribers, but only one view on every video. And there's thousands of videos that are all been posted one day ago. Now you tell me what human being, physical human being, can post one video or 10,000 videos like a day, per day. It's what a scam, bruv. What a scam. Isn't it just? So I'm actually quite annoyed, but you know, have it, bruv, you know. Hope you get well out of it, because you look underneath it, under the show more section, and it's got all my stuff, but it hasn't got all the links to Patreon and things like that. Well, sorry, I'm coming across a little bit aggressive, Aquarius, but you try your hardest as a tarot card reader or any channel, and then when someone literally just realises, because that's an actual jail sentence in the UK for copyright, stealing people's stuff and their hard work. Sorry, that's the annoyed Steve that's coming out. Okay, but I'm sure a lot of you would be too, and if you are tarot card readers that are watching this, please reach out. I will give you the name of the person, okay, and you can go over, but check on your, if you do own a tarot channel or some kind of channel, check where it says copyright and it'll tell you, okay, and it'll take you over to their page. But you have to fill out loads of forms, prove that you have your own, and it's like, oh, I haven't got time to mess about with foolish people. So anyway, Aquarius, that's my rant. Do you want to sit? No. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus from the 6th until the 20th. Oh. Okay, wow, see? Stressed out to the max. Streps. Strepsils. Also, I'm picking up strepsils. That someone has a bad throat or a cough or something to do with that. Strepsils. Well, I have to pick up strepsils because I can't seem to. I'm ill in bed at the moment. That's really what they're saying. Strepsils, honestly. Where they come from with that, I've got no idea. Or strep throat. Like I have strep throat. Or okay. Now, some of you, they're saying that there was a physical ailment with someone and they physically had a stroke. Okay? Something to do with stroking. Also stroking someone's ego. But a stroke, like a physical stroke that someone had, because I'm feeling like there's so much cramp or there's some kind of illness that someone is, like, through an illness that they have, they're dreaming. It's causing their low vibration to make them having to overanalyze and think through stress. But there is someone out there that is physically ill in bed, because that's what they're saying, and it's causing a lot of tossing and turning in bed and just can't seem to, like, get a good night's sleep. But it's like night nurse. No, they're saying also saying night nurse, like a night nurse or a nurse, that someone is a physical nurse and they visit people here in order to nurse them back to health. Because it's like in sickness and in health, and I picked up that yesterday in the what reading did I do yesterday? Scorpio reading. And I did Scorpios. That was in sickness and in health, and that was Alf Garnett, and it was about a family, a or a functional family. I can't remember Alf Garnett and that, but in sickness and in health, I'm sure it was Alf Garnett. And what that was to do, because there'll be messages in there for you if you want to watch, but something to do with in sickness and in health. And I said, oh, that's what did I say? In sickness and in health, and it's something, but it's not. It's a marriage, okay? But it wasn't what I was saying. In sickness and in health is a promise of marriage and commitment, and to, like, this is what they're saying. In sickness and in health, that I will look after you through in sickness and in health, okay? One foot in the grave. That's what that was. That was Victor Meldrew. Victor Meldrew, these are British programs, I'm sure, used to be. One foot in the grave, okay? So, but it was on the phone. I'm not going to go into that because anyway, Pisces. I don't know why I'm getting so distracted through this reading. Delay. Underlay. The underlay, something to do with the bedding, is underlay, or something's under, or laying. It seems to be, well, I just need to lay down. Or I just need to drop this and I need to put it down. Something to do with also something being put down. Okay, you might physically lose an animal or something. Because it feels like, well, just, something's being put down. That's what they just keep saying. Just drop it. Just put something down. It's either being dropped. But, Aquarius, again, I have to say this to everybody. I channel messages, and they're not a traditional way of reading cards. So, keep an open mind with those messages, because I just speak. Okay? But there's a lot of, like, worry. It's like, well, I'm worried, and I'm worried, and I'm worried, because I really don't know what's going to happen yet, because I just feel stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I really don't know how to get myself down. But there is someone that feels down, but there is also someone that feels up. And this is a bit like topsy-turvy, okay? So it feels like in order to uncover this, that we need to, one needs to start looking, I don't know why, because I'm looking like, one looks up and one looks down. Pisces is looking down but looking up, and this person's also looking, it's like up and down, one up, two down, one up, two down, one up, two down. There seems to be like a lot of family. That's what they're saying now. That is like, some of you, it's an apartment building or something, and there's one up, two down. There's two people down and there's one people up. Or like, I always seem to feel down, but then I'm up, generally as well. But I think that is someone around you that does physically feel ill, and then 1 minute they're down and the next minute they're up. Okay, but that could be where you're living, that there are so many people around you that it seems to be like, there's a few upstairs and there's a few downstairs. Upstairs, downstairs as well. That was a TV program, right? Upstairs, downstairs. Let's see, Aquarius, rising Venus. So, a lot to do with the page, you see, to two children. So now, how I read cards now, if these are not messages, these are children. If you physically have children, which you normally would, because you would be the mother, and there would be children, there would be family. So this can be what's going on with children, okay? But it's about to drop. The pregnancy of a new child, of a new idea, of something that's newborn. I keep thinking, well, I just need a newborn identity. So if you are stealing my stuff for this, Identity. It feels like, well, I just need a new identity. It's something to do with like identity, where I need to prove my identity. Okay, so if this is like seeking for whatever we went through channeled, this is pretty much you having to seek for like identity stuff, like going through your paperwork and things like that, because there's something that you're going to offer to someone, or they're going to make you an offer, meaning like, well, the offer's there for you to take it, but it feels like, well, I can't quite take it yet because I'm having to go through all my documentation and paperwork and stuff like that. And that, sorry, I got distracted.
Sorry.
And that my girlfriend has physically just got...
Sorry. Hello?
Hello?
It is, yeah.
Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. Okay, live performance. But you see, it feels like, well, the offer's there, and it's there. This is a bit like a phone call, okay? That someone is more likely going to give you a phone call to give you an offer on something to say, well, it's there for the taking, but at the moment, you know, I probably need to go through all of my pay stubs. Bob pay stubs, thanks, bruv. But I need to go through my pay stubs or my pay grades. So I need more of a pay grade or something to do with like grades. And this is what's going on with your children if they're going through tests. Okay? For a test. Also something to do with an illness, a test, or they're going for a test. Physical examination, let's say an examination test. So some of your children might be going through some kind of like school exam or being schooled or grilled or something to do with that, okay? Now, it seems to me that there's a candle in the wind. It seems to me that you'll live your life like a candle in the wind. Never know when to where the rain came in, like the legendary said. Legend. Some of you are looking to be a legend. Okay, or legendary, or looking into something to do with legendary. Okay, but legendary. Imagine. Wow, I'm picking up. Imagine all the people. John Legend, or Lennon. John Lennon, Paul McCartney. Well, there's some strange. Why on earth am I channeling that? Okay, so they could be songs that you're listening to. Heather, you're on this channel again, aren't you? Okay. Now. Strange coincidence, why that's coming through as well, okay? Me and my girlfriend, we have a lot of same kind of placements. My girlfriend fills out these things called AdWords whilst I'm channeling, if you haven't already seen. Through a couple of videos ago, I was singing a lot of Paul McCartney songs, and then when we got over onto Patreon, okay, she looked at this same book and said, oh, is that Paul McCartney on John Lennon, all the stuff that I was channeling that she was filling in through these AdWords? I was channeling it to you. It was the word that she was looking for in this, and then the two pictures that were in the other book were actually Paul McCartney and John Lennon of the songs that I was singing, okay? So we kind of work that one out sometimes. But the reason why I was saying that is because it is something to do with like figuring something out, like figures. It seems to be a lot of facts and a lot of figures or figure, like figuring it out, okay? But also, something's about to be dropped upon your lap, or maybe a child, okay? But something's just about to be dropped upon your lap, meaning, well, it's going to be offered to me and I'm going to receive a call. And someone's going to say, hey, how you doing? Sorry you couldn't get through. Because there's a message that's been recorded especially for you. Right? So something's being recorded. Someone's taking like a lot of notes and stuff and recording a lot of stuff. Someone is literally, the person that has done my stuff could well be an Aquarian that's been recording a lot of my stuff. Because that's what I heard. They've been recording a lot of my stuff. Music. They've been recording, I keep hearing that. They've been recording a lot of my stuff. Records, also looking through records. Record breaking. Some kind of like records are being broken into, okay? Now, for some of you, that's the Akashic records, but someone's records are being broken into. Or this was some kind of like incarceration of someone that suffered through that, where it was someone broke into someone's records. Okay? I've got no idea why they're saying to that. Someone's breaking into my records. Someone, I keep hearing that. Someone's breaking into my records, or someone's broke into my records.
Someone's broke into your room.
Rebecca. I'm also hearing Rebecca. Because I'm So, Rebecca, or the name Rebecca, has something to do with, like, it's been broke into my records, or been broke into. Like, something is being broke into, is what they're saying, or was broke into. Because it feels like Tool, right? Now, if any of you like the band Tool, they done a really good song, and I can't think what it was called, but it was Split in Two. Okay, something about Tool, and it was split in two. Something was split in two, like twins or something to do. Oh, so you might be pregnant with twins, they're saying. It's a bit like Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Twins. That we're twins. So you might be with your twin flame, or you might physically be having children that are twins, or you already have them. Or someone in the family, your children, if you've got them, might be expecting twins. Because if this is your kids and you have them, then this is them and their experience as well. This is where we start to look deeper into your reading, Aquarius. And we've already nearly done half an hour, Stephen. And you've only drawn 3 cards. But we have to give the channeled messages time to start to come through, Aquarius. But someone is expecting twins, or someone is expecting news, okay? So someone's expecting news about something. Too many cards, just at the time I really didn't want that to happen, Spirit. Wow. Twin flame, maybe, or some news about home, okay? Now we are going to take that one, because I did look. They're expecting news about this move or this home. So you might physically be at home planning to actually move department store or a house that you might like. Yes, this is my dream house. This is what's being offered here by someone. That's saying, well, you know, you can take your pick. We've got like a really nice place here. So there's the offer. Are you available? It's something to do with like, are you available in order to come here? Now, some of your children, they are physically like moving back into your home, or they are prepared to move out, okay? Because this way round, they're moving in. Well, they're moving in. Someone's moving in. That's what they just said. Moving in. It might be called Richard or Pryor, but moving in. Okay? Now, but they're also moving out. So the person that you might move in with could have Aquarius in their chart as well. Okay, but they're also leaving a Pisces here. So they're leaving a Pisces. Well, we're going deep now. Someone is leaving a Pisces, okay, and they're going towards this 4 of Wands. Either 1, a new twin flame from out of space, 2, a new soulmate, or to 2, a new beginning of a physical home. A chance for a new beginning of love, marriage, you know, soulmate energy, but also incarceration for some of you where we was going through the solitary confinement. Now, because of the game of solitaire, it feels like, well, because of that game, I feel like I'm worried about moving out from you, but I'm also happy at the same time that we are sort of like a little bit apart, but we're only, because I don't think that this is far. I really don't, because this is a younger energy, meaning that it's not, it's likely, but it's unlikely. It's like the likely lads or the unlikely lads, okay? But also, like, unlikely as in it's not a very big card, so it wouldn't be very far, that's what they're saying. So wherever it is, wherever you are, you're not very far, right? So if you're looking for a new person, trust me, you're nearly there. It's not far. So what? I'm not far off giving birth, Steve, and we're having a new addition to the family. That I'm not far from contracting some contract. I'm not far from taking this contract, Steve. But I'm also picking up, sorry, Aquarius, but a disease centre. A disease centre. Now, it doesn't mean that anybody's got disease, but the coronavirus has been coming out through my last 2 readings, okay? So, and that just came out channeled. And that is very, very present in the UK. So I hope a lot of you are really not suffering through a lot of that fear, because that's an awful. Okay, so a disease centre. You might work as an analyst or something like that in the disease centre, or you might be supporting that kind of like action. Okay? Because it feels like this is going to be a call to action, and you're going to get a call that is going to get you to act upon it for something here. Now, this could be someone that is also incarcerated, and you have kids with this person, and it just worries you a lot because there's a lot of delays of knowing if they're going to be released or not, or when that could be, or if you know that it's going to be a long time off, it's because you have kids with them. Okay? But if not, it's to do with that you could have a chance of this timeline, which would roughly be the end of March, to go and visit. Okay, but some of you, it's going to visit this place. Hope you're still with me, Aquarius. I think that's also a channeled message. I hope you're still going to be with me. I mean, I can't be with you, but I can't be without you. I don't want to break up, but I can't be with you. So there's a bit like, there's a chance that you can come with me and stay here. I'll pick that up as well. Stay with me. Because you can come and stay with me. Like, so you might be considering, or your children might, here, to, like, get a roommate or a room lodger or something to do with that. Lodge, like lodge. Okay, like the lodge. They keep saying something to do with, like, the lodge. Meaning that we have a lodge, or we have a new lodger. Or Roger. Right? But it's not James Bond, and it's not Roger Moore. So it's more. Well, there's more. There's more opportunities. There's more things that are coming up. So they keep saying there's going to be more. There's going to be more. There's going to be more. But lodge. Something to do with a lodge. Let's see, Aquarius. Oh, dear. So you go from 4 to 7. 11. 2. Still not undecided. Still undecided. Because this is, well, I'm going to have to put up some kind of like protection service as well. Like, I'm going to have to seek social services. Some of you are physically having to seek social services, or you're having to go through the keeping, the bookkeeping, and something to do with like drawing one's limit. Okay, so I've drawn my limit. But also protection services, because this person feels very protective of somebody. So I'm so protective of my kids, or I'm so protective that there's some kind of like detective work, while they're saying it's to do with the police or something. Okay, and it's detective work. So because I'm detecting something's wrong, because why are you putting up this protection? I'm having to put alarms in the house as well because of something. So I'm having to protect my stuff. So that can be coming across if like someone's stolen something, or you're worried about something, and that you're going to have to put up some kind of protection against, like a wall. Like well, they're also saying a wall for internet services. A wall, because it's like someone's trying to get through like a wall or a wall. Why do they keep saying that? Walls, sausages, walls, right? But you might be from Wolverhampton, maybe. You might be digging up with a Leo, possibly. Okay, but wall. I need to look at my wall, protection wall. Some of you, like, you're building a wall, or you're actually in construction, or your partner is, and you're actually building a house. Okay, because it's something to do with like walls. Or the place that you might move to or live has walls in it. So you might be rendering like, okay, obviously where you live is going to have some walls, right? But there's going to, okay. So there's going to be some rules. Thank you, Spirit. But it might also have that in the name, like wolves or rules. Okay, so if you are moving, it could have that in that name. Okay. But there's going to be some rules around this house. If you're going to stay here, there's going to be some rules. If you're moving back into my house, then there's going to be some rules and some regulations that you're going to need to follow. So your parents, or you as a parent, could be putting your foot down to say, look, you can stay here for as long as you want, But there's going to need to be some rules, right? That's what they're saying. And I've got no idea why I picked that up as walls, woo. But rules. There are going to need to be some rules. Regulations. We've looked into regulating something. Regulations. We're looking into regulations. Or engagement. We're looking in for an engagement ring. Ooh. My mum bought one of those. Sorry, that was Penfold of something I used in one of my music things. Anybody remember Danger Mouse and Penfold? Ooh! But there's going to be some... Ooh! There's going to be... Ooh, what, really? Cool, that's tempting. Yeah, but there's going to be some rules. But, my mum has one of those. Oh, really? What, that I can borrow? Yeah, you can borrow something. It feels like the borrowers. Like, I'm just going to borrow or borrow. Borrow. Can I borrow something? Can I just borrow... What? Can I just borrow your child? What? Why on earth would you want to borrow a child? Can I just borrow a child? That's what they're saying. I've got no idea, Aquarius. Can I just borrow a child? No, you can't just borrow my child. What are you on about? Can I borrow your child? I don't know. I think that... this is strange. That someone likes to be seen with a child, right? And that they're just like... Something to do with like pregnancy, or they're just like... Because I've got no idea why they're saying, can I borrow your child? Can I borrow your child? It's like, of course you can't borrow my child. Aquarius, please don't flip out to that message because they keep saying it. Can I just borrow your child? It might be a grandparent. Okay. Wow. Come on, Steve. It's a grandparent or someone. And it's saying, oh, can I just borrow the child? It's like, well, it's not just a borrowed child. It's a newborn identity. It's like... I've got no idea where these messages come from. It's like, can I just borrow the child for a little bit? And it's like babysitting, okay? But babysitting. You know, do you want me to babysit? It's, oh, can I just borrow your child? It's like, what is this? A human being, you can babysit, but you can't borrow the child, right? I've got no idea why they're saying borrowing. Like, something's to do with borough. Peterborough, also. Peterborough. So obviously there's a Peterborough in different parts of the world, but there definitely is in the UK. Something to do with Peterborough, okay? Peterborough. So you might be moving to a place called Peterborough, okay? Borough. Because we would call it borough, okay? So Peterborough. You might be moving to Peterborough, or you might have an option or to work or something in Peterborough. Okay, so you might get a contract to work with children or something, and it's to do with you having to go to Peterborough, okay? Or you might be going out for a date to Peterborough. What do you know, dear? We're going out to Peterborough, aren't we?
Oh my god.
Oh my word, we're coming up in our readings. Well, listen, I've got about that one. Something to do with borough, Peterborough. So if you are from Britain and you're going to Peterborough, let me know, bruv. We'll hook up. Ooch, what? No, I'm acting stupid now. Okay, so we're gone past the... but definitely something to do with borough or Peterborough. But I'm also hearing a grandparent saying, look, you know, can we borrow the child? It's like, well, what do you mean? Well, no, we'll take her out for the day and we'll look after her and we'll make sure that she's all right. You say, well, listen, yeah, but there's going to be some rules and regulations. You can't have the children. Oh, you can't have the children. You can't take the children from me. That's going to be a dilemma that could be coming up for you as a very last message of what I hoped that you could still be watching the reading, Aquarius. You can't still take the children. Okay, so we're going to find out what that is. Sorry, guys. But the rest of the reading is over on Patreon. It is now literally $5. I am asking for as much support with this channel as I physically can. I am going to do my best to also support other readers. And I'm going to do individual videos just on their own. Okay, after a little bit of a rant that I have to say on a different video, but also to support other readers. YouTube really doesn't do a very good job after that. After you become a YouTube programmer, but after you become a YouTube partner, okay, and after also you've had AdSense, and the algorithm that all took place a little while ago, YouTube doesn't do nowhere near as what it used to. So I think that I'm going to take a stand and I'm going to start making videos, individual ones called recommended reader shout-outs or something like that. It's probably been done before, okay? But I am going to start to hopefully get help by giving help, okay? Because I think that as YouTubers and creators, we should actually physically help one another, and that's probably the best way to do it. And I'm going to probably start listing people's names and stuff. Hopefully they're okay with it, to promote their channel, as hopefully that they will do the same in return. Something like that, okay? So stick with that, because I will ask for people to comment on their opinion, what they have to say about other channels and things like that, and people that they want me to shout out, and I will hopefully give them a shout out, but it will be a single video and not a tarot video, okay? So something like that, okay? I have that in the works. But Patreon gives you access to all of your readings, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and then all of the readings, obviously, that come out through monthlies, weeklies, all that kind of stuff. And then when that comes to fruition more, hopefully, then I will start to do private sort of stuff just for Patreon members. But it's literally $5. It helps support me as a reader to keep doing it, okay? So thanks very much, Aquarius. The rest of your reading will be over on Patreon. The link is in the show more section, along with all the other multimedia stuff that I run. And also a private reading. If you want one, you can reach out from the email below. Okay, guys? So, let's look into the rest of your reading. Thanks very much, Aquarius. I really do appreciate it. See you again soon, guys.